Then after 2 days he departed from there, and he travelled into Galilee, for Jesus himself offered testimony that a prophet has no honour in his own country. And so when he had arrived in Galilee, the Galileans received him, because they had seen all that he had done at Jerusalem in the day of the feast, for they also went to the feast day. Then he went again into Cana of Galilee, where he made water into wine. And there was a certain ruler whose son was sick at Capernaum. Since he had heard that Jesus came to Galilee from Judea, he sent to him and begged him to come down and heal his son, for he was beginning to die. Therefore Jesus said to him, "Unless you have seen signs and wonders, you do not believe." The ruler said to him, "Lord, come down before my son dies." Jesus said to him, "Go, your son lives." The man believed the word that Jesus spoke to him, and so he went away. Then, as he was going down, his servants met him, and they reported to him, saying that his son was alive. Therefore he asked them at which hour he had become better, and they said to him, "Yesterday, at the 7th hour, the fever left him." Then the father realized that it was at the same hour that Jesus said to him, "Your son lives." And both he and his entire household believed. This next sign was the second that Jesus accomplished after he had arrived in Galilee from Judea. Saint Theophylact says, "Our Lord, on leaving Samaria for Galilee, explains why he was not always in Galilee, namely, because of the little honor he received there. A prophet has no honor in his own country." The evangelist reminds us of the miracle at Cana in order to express the praise due to the Samaritans. For the Galileans, in receiving him, were influenced as well by the miracle he had wrought with them as by those they had seen at Jerusalem. The nobleman certainly believed in consequence of the miracle performed at Cana, though he did not yet understand Christ's full greatness. St. John Chrysostom remarks, "And mark his earthly mind, shown in hurrying Christ along with him, as if our Lord could not raise his son after death. Indeed, it is very possible that he may have asked in unbelief, for fathers often are so carried away by their affection as to consult not only those they depend upon, but even those they do not depend upon at all, not wishing to leave any means untried which might save their children." Pope St. Gregory the Great reminds us, "Our Lord in his answer implies that he is in a certain sense present where he is invited. He saves by his command simply, even as by his will he created all things." Jesus said to him, "Go, your son lives." Here is a blow to that pride which honors human wealth and greatness. Our Redeemer, to show that things made much of among men were to be despised by saints, did not go to the nobleman's son, but was ready to go to the centurion's servant. St. John Chrysostom says, "They met him to announce what had happened and prevent Christ from coming, as he was no longer wanted. That the nobleman did not fully believe is shown by what follows. Then inquired he of them at what hour he began to get better. He wished to find out whether the recovery was accidental or owing to our Lord's word. How obvious is the miracle! His recovery did not take place in an ordinary way, but all at once, in order that it might be seen to be Christ's doing, and not the result of nature. So the Father himself believed, and his whole house." If you would like more commentaries like these, go to journeywiththefathers.com.